So guys, Sowore don't drag this IGP out. Hey, IG of police is in serious trouble. You can see his name is trending on Twitter. Illegal IGP, illegal IGP, illegal IGP. Now take a look at this headline and it says, Nigerian Police Chief Egbetokun adjusts retirement date to October 2027 on senior officers staff list after initially set for September 2024. So guys, this is where the battle between the IGP and Sowore is. This is actually where the problem came from. You know, Sowore has been calling him out that he's supposed to have retired, you know, September last year, 2024, but he didn't. According to this headline, that he adjusted his retirement date. You know, from 2024, it has been moved to 2027. So guys, corruption in Nigeria does not have level. It's affecting everybody, even those that want you to become a law-abiding citizen. They are not living by example. If this article is really the fact, honestly, this is going to destroy this man's reputation. I mean, if this article is the fact, and guess what? Protest everywhere. Everywhere you go to Twitter, they are tagging him and calling him illegal IGP, and protest. People are not coming out, voicing out that his retirement date is already due. Why did he extend it? Why did he extend it? Even Sowore himself from the courtroom spoke and said this is actually where the fight is coming from. They don't want other officers to taste the position. Why should he extend his, date of retirement? So guys, we saw this under Buhari's government where people were due to go for retirement, but they will stay. And before they even choose these people, do you know how many people that will be sacked? We know the way they choose all these. They are like in the military, in the police. If a new president emerges, he can sack all the senior officers so that he will be able to pick the person he feels he'll be comfortable with, working with, that kind of a thing. So in the process of picking some of these officers, other 7 officers whose ranks has, come up, they will all be sacked. Then now his retirement date is due according to this article, and he's refusing to go. You can imagine moving from 2024 to 2027. This is going to be a very long time, and that is why Sowore is ready to face the wrath of the law. They gave him bail conditions that he couldn't accept. So he said it's better for him to stay in jail, as in they should detain him, than for him to accept those bail conditions. And that is still what he's battling with. But guess what? Nigerians are already protesting, especially those supporters of Sowore. They are protesting and calling out the IGP that he's an illegal IGP. Why should he still be in that position when his date of retirement is already due? So guys, I'm going to be sharing with you some of these clips so that you see it for yourself, and just for you to know that, see, rule of law, like we say, constitution, rule of law, it only applies to the poor, not to the elites, not to those that have influence, that have all these top positions, that have money. No, not for those. It's just for ordinary Nigerians to experience. Let me allow you to take a look at these videos just for you to see what has been happening. Take a look.
Wait, why we are gathered here today is to understand why the Inspector General of Police is still in office. The Inspector General of Police, Egbetokun, is retired. The Nigerian state must ensure this is done. Because we cannot continue to have a system that does not comply to the rule of law. Yes, the police as a law enforcement agency should understand that the people must do that. We want him retired. It's as simple as that. The police, the Inspector General of Police should be retired.
Nigerian police is exactly the one in the job. I'm just an observer here. And this illegal IGP of police, who claims to have a PhD, but cannot even spell the word inside. I have a lawyer here who is also prosecuting him to ensure that he finds something that belongs to another person. Yes. Our concern, and which is important, and on a serious note, is that he's not the only one who deserves to eat the national cake, even at the police, Nigeria Police Force. Other officers have a right to go through the ranks as well. Of course. That's why they call it rank and file of the Nigeria Police Force. Let Egbetokun live. And let other people who have worked for this many years to also rise to that position. And I forgot to tell the Lord when he was talking about international passport. I don't have any international passport to give because I'm a digital citizen. I travel anywhere I want at any time. And I know that they're after my passport. But during the next election, when I become president, Inshallah, all of them will pay for their sins. Thank you very much. I cannot, in good conscience, continue to participate in illegality. The courts have made it very clear that the police have no right to grant administrative bail that asks for civil servants to own, first and foremost, 100 million naira houses, which is a crime. That's corruption. It's corruption. And to stand bail for me, who is an employer of labor. I'm a publisher of an internationally renowned news website. I have people who are hired in Nigeria and abroad. I'm not a civil servant. In fact, I'm an uncivil citizen who is against all kinds of corruption, and I've spent my entire life fighting against corruption. So to now ask me, to insult me that I should provide a level 17 director who had not, who had not gotten employment when I was fighting for democracy in 1992. To now ask the president to come and stand surety for me is the biggest insult. Even if President Bola Tinubu had appeared as my surety, I would have rejected that very laughable, frivolous, ridiculous, and I dare say stupid bail condition. If the court in its own wisdom decide that they want my passport in their coffers because it's a very special passport, that's a different issue. But we must continue to reject the impunity of the Nigerian police and their officers who will just invite you and then ask you to deposit your passport. I'm going to bring a level 17 civil servant. Even by the civil service rules, there is no level 17 officer, because a level 17 officer in the civil service is a permanent secretary who is politically appointed by the president. So you expect such a person to come and stand surety for Sowore? I'm not being arrogant and I'm not bragging, but you know, in 1992, when I was a student leader, Tinubu was a senator, and I was more powerful than him in the Nigerian society. So how dare them ask me? And I can guarantee you that at that time, Egbetekun probably had just joined the police and he was a sergeant, or that is if he has not forged his age.
Yes.
Yes. We have just completed one leg of the arguments for today. The police came, charged me for offenses that were contrary to the police service rules 367, which says that no police officer should use the police office to carry out personal vendetta. That's pretty much how that was described. But the IG of police, the illegal IG of police, I'm repeating it here again today, is doing just that. We are here to end the charlatanism that has become public office and public service. So I'm following the police back to the hotel they provided for me. They call it hotel in there. Because tomorrow the judge will give a final ruling on bail. Even though it should never have happened that somebody of my status, a presidential candidate twice in this country, who, if elections were properly held, I will be president today with full immunity, is being told that I will jump bail for offense of cyber crime. I even have another trial coming out on February 4th for the same offense. But in the country we found ourselves, I'm going to leave you with lawyers, very competent, radical, tireless, indefatigable lawyers, to brief you with the rest.
Please, one question.
Yes, go ahead. I rejected the administrative bail of the police because I cannot, in good conscience, continue to participate in illegality. the courts have made it very clear that the police have no right to grant administrative bail that asks for civil servants to own, first and foremost, 100 million naira houses, which is a crime. That's corruption. It's corruption. And to stand bail for me, who is an employer of labor. I'm a publisher of an internationally renowned news website. I have people who are hired in Nigeria and abroad. I'm not a civil servant. In fact, I'm an uncivil citizen who is against all kinds of corruption, and I've spent my entire life fighting against corruption. So to now ask me, to insult me that I should provide a level 17 director who had not, who had not gotten employment when I was fighting for democracy in 1992. To now ask the president to come and stand surety for me is the biggest insult. Even if President Bola Tinubu had appeared as my surety, I would have rejected that very laughable, frivolous, ridiculous, and I dare say stupid bail condition. If the court in its own wisdom decide that they want my passport in their coffers because it's a very special passport, that's a different issue. But we must continue to reject the impunity of the Nigerian police and their officers who will just invite you and then ask you to deposit your passport. I'm going to bring a level 17 civil servant. Even by the civil service rule, there is no level 17 officer, because a level 17 officer in the civil service is a permanent secretary who is politically appointed by the president. So you expect such a person to come and stand surety for Sowore? I'm not being arrogant and I'm not bragging, but you know, in 1992, when I was a student leader, Tinubu was and I was more powerful than him in the Nigerian society.
Thank you very
much. How dare them ask me? And I can guarantee you that at that time, Egbetukun probably had just joined the police and he was a sergeant, or that is if he had not punched his age.
So, unfortunately, the media they were in court, and I think the whole idea, just like I've said, is that the police have better things doing with their time. They should be in Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi, tackling the Lakurawa terrorist group who are killing our military. You know, instead of all these shenanigans, you know, and bedbox chasing, and it's unnecessary. What we are currently witnessing in Nigeria is completely unnecessary. You know, I'm urging the Nigerian police to stop abusing his power, his office. What he's doing is abuse of power, abuse of office, simpliciter. There's no any other name for it. How can you be something because somebody criticizes you? You are using taxpayers' money to prosecute and victimize a critic, your critic, because he has criticized you, he has called you illegal. If somebody says you are an illegal ID, you will just ignore him now if you are not illegal. It's very simple. You know, so I don't see why, and this is setting bad precedents for issues around prosecutorial powers. It's an clear abuse of prosecutorial powers. Okay, finally, thank God I said Marshal is here, so get Marshal.
Can you shed more light on that? How confident are you?
Mr. Sowore is a man. Firstly, he was invited by Mr. Sent to his phone on that time. He left his home, traveled away from America, came to Nigeria, and went and walked to the headquarters of the Nigerian police and presented himself to them for questioning. Mr. Sowore was charged in 2019 with trumped-up charges for treason in this country. For over 3 years, he stood the rigors of a full trial until he was acquitted by the AGF, who found merit in the fact that the charges were trumped up and should never have been in the first place. If a man who stands trial for an offense whose result or conviction in is a likely death sentence or life imprisonment, what is the instant charge that he will not stand trial for? Where we all know that the instant charge is both aberrational, illegal, and an attempt to prosecute a Nigerian for speaking truth to power. There is a 16-count charge filed against Mr. Sowore in court today, all centered on his challenge on the illegal occupation of the office of the IG by the present occupants. Section 367 of the police regulations prohibits the filing of a charge of this nature by a police officer who is using the instrument of his office as a tool of settling personal vendetta. The said section 367 of the police regulations prohibits the IG from using his office. This is an abuse of prosecutorial powers by the police. This charge, we repeat, should never have been in the first place, and this charge must be withdrawn by the AGF. We will ensure that we raise the appropriate petitions to the office of the AGF. Section 174 of the Constitution vests in the AGF the power to prosecute and undertake all criminal prosecutions in the country in the AGF. This is a clear abuse of such powers, and the police has no right or reason to file this charge. We have no doubt, we have full confidence that we are ready to go through the rigors of the instance charge, because we know that in the long run it will go like the ones before them. It's all charade, it's all a facade, and it should never have been in the first place.
Thank you. So guys, you have seen it for yourself. These are the things we are saying about Nigeria. Rule of law. It does not apply to these our elites, those of them that have influence, that have power, that have money, that have people, that have politicians. He is one of the Tinubu's favorites, so he's allowed to step, above the board. He's allowed to decide whether he's to obey the constitution or not. So guys, if this article by Sowore is really the fact, then there is an issue. Honestly, there is an issue. You can see they even had to attach some images behind the scene just for you to see the adjustment. I think Sahara reporters must have been monitoring this man from the time Tinubu picked him to become the IGP. They must have, cited to see. Anyway, Sahara reporters has so many insiders that give them key information. Sahara reporters, hey, that's why when Sowore is talking, he talks it with full chest. He's not scared. Sahara reporters has people that will come out and give them secrets that are happening. I mean, in places you will never guess that such a thing is happening. They will write Sahara reporters. They will write them. They will email them. They will send them WhatsApp messages. Revealing all this information. And I'm believing that that's actually what happened, because somebody might be wondering, how did Sowore get to know? Is Sowore working, in the IGP's office? But guess what? Sowore has journalists working for him, and guess what, these journalists, they also have inner caucus that give them key information, in case you don't know, and that's just actually what is playing out there. So guys, let's just keep our fingers crossed to see how all this is going to play out. But honestly, it's not good for the IGP, who is about, or who is supposed to have left according to this article, but he hasn't left. Now you can see, even if he's leaving, he's going with this dent. Honestly, he's going with this dent, and this kind of dent is not easy to clean. It's not like the one like Tinubu tried to give lobbyists money in the US to clean up all the mess on his name. No, it's not this type. You are going to go with it because it is clear that you have outstayed your time in office, and you still don't want to give other people chance, according to Sowore's article, that you are not giving other people's chance, while you know that somebody was there before you came in. Now you should leave for someone else to come in, and you don't want. So guys, it's going to be a very interesting journey. Let's see how all this play out. Honestly, now that protests have started, possibly it's going to, involve other states. I think this is just Abuja, Lagos, but possibly other states are going to come up to protest against this kind of thing that we are seeing. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.